We'll see how the body styles clash here.
Boy, Michael Palmer and Chico Adams, that promised to be a showdown in the semifinals. And Palmer, a guy from South Bend Riley, who really liked to get under the arms and toss people around. And every time he tried that on Chico, he had an answer for him, and Chico was able to get the pinfall. That was a huge win for him in the semifinals.
Yes, and Chico won 1-0 earlier in the day, so that was a big win in the semifinals to get here. But Chico is a defending state champion. He's ranked #1, and he's been in these situations before. And certainly upper body, he can handle. He can take care of business. I don't know if these two have wrestled before. Chico got the overhook. And Chalfant's trying to work inside with double under. Uh-oh. This is a me or you situation like so many.
Look at the upper body on both these wrestlers. Just unbelievable. The thickness, the strength through the shoulders, the leverage down low.
Chalfant is a bit atypical for a heavyweight with his body build. And Chico fits more the standard heavyweight, but it doesn't matter what the build is. All of those individuals are extremely athletic. Chico's capable of doing a lot of wrestling and a lot of quick movement.
I was just getting ready to touch on that. Over the last 2 or 3 years that I've watched him wrestle Chico, his quickness impresses me. I mean, it's there when he needs it, and he uses it when he has to.
He is an athlete, and, of course, he gets to wrestle next week in a crucial match in Team State, Mishawaka versus Perry Meridian, and that's round #1, #2 versus #3 in the state, and that's going to be exciting. Next week at Center Grove, 8 quality teams are going at it. And, you know, the great thing about high school wrestling in Indiana, and I've talked to so many people from different states, how fortunate we are. We've got the very best for every individual can reach the height of this sport. And each team, where you rely upon the true team concept, gets that opportunity next week. And other states are really envy us. They wish they could come up with or develop a plan like we have. And I credit the IHSAA for allowing the sport of wrestling to grow like it has.
285-pound weight class. First period has come and gone, and still no score between Adam Chalfant and Chico Adams.
Chico's up on his feet. It'll be difficult for, he got him back down. But this is an example of Chico's quickness. He was down, he was right back. But Chalfant held on.
Still no score. 15 seconds gone in this period.
Don't think it's going to end up in this period in that way. Chico's back on his feet. Chalfant's riding him with a Nelson on his feet, which is kind of dangerous, but if he can get him down and turn him. He stepped inside and blocked him with his hip and took him down, but typically you would not want your wrestlers to run a Nelson when a guy is standing because you don't have enough control.
Minute 26 left of the period. Second period, that is. Final match of the evening, and what has been a great night of championship wrestling here at Conseco Fieldhouse on IHSAAsports.org.
Outstanding. Every match has been a great match, and credit to all the individuals, champions and runner-ups alike. Nice job by Chalfant bringing him back to the mat. And now he's got a head lever. He's taking the arm across the back with a hammer. It's called a hammer lock where he takes it across.
Under a minute to go in the period now. Chico back to his feet, trying to get an escape, get a point, back down to the mat.
That's a nice job by Chalfant. He's riding him very well. I don't know if he can hold him for another 53 seconds. But it's interesting so far. If you notice, Mark, the heavyweight style is just a little bit different because of the size of those bodies.
How tough is that third period because of their size on wrestlers in the 285-pound weight class?
Nice back trip.
But outside the ring, so no points awarded?
No points, and it could have been danger for Chico, but had he been on a mat, he might have been able to roll through it like we saw in the last match, or the 189-pound weight class. So, I'm sorry, the Woods in the 215-pound weight class.
Conditioning tough in the third period?
No doubt about it, but, you know, these guys have wrestled so many matches by this point.
Ooh, there's a 1 point.
It's a one-point escape, and typically the hips get a little bit more separation from the opponent before you award that, but had they stayed in bounds, I think it would have definitely been that way.
Point went to Chico Adams. He's up 1-0 now with under a half a minute to go in period 2.
And I won't say anything about this thing going beyond regulation. I've said that once already. But that first point scored is, if it would go the distance, is pretty important as far as who gets choice in that last sudden death overtime period. Nice takedown by Chico.
Give him 2. He's up 3-0 now.
It's something I didn't see it clearly, but it's something of a high double or a blast double, and I think he also tripped him, or he might have even stepped on his foot. I didn't see that. It was a good takedown for Chico, and that's a pretty commanding lead now.
3-0 the lead. 1 period left. Chico Adams from Perry Meridian High School on the south side of Indianapolis, making a strong bid to make it back-to-back in the 285-pound weight class.
Chalfant's trying to get in position where he can stand up and maybe score his escape. He's going to want to score 1 for an escape and then try to take him down, and here comes the 1.
There's the point. 3-1 now.
Nice stand up and cut under. Now we'll see what happens. Chico can afford to, I won't say block, but he can afford to stay in very good position here and maybe try to get Chalfant to make a shot, because he's going to have to do it with a little over a minute left.
3-1 your score. Chico Adams, Perry Meridian, 285-pound championship. Backing away a little bit, buying some time. That clock can't move fast enough if you're Chico Adams. It's down to a minute now.
It's going to be hard for Chalfant to snap him down, and it looks like Chalfant would like to get into the body a little bit. But as you mentioned earlier, Chico he masters the upper body as far as throws go. He proved that against Mr. Palmer in the semis.
Chico knows how to wrestle, no question about that. I've watched him over the past couple of years and a lot over the last 2 days, and no question he thinks about what he does carefully.
He's got so much strength and power, and his position he doesn't get out of position very often.
30 seconds left. Chico Adams a half a minute away from going back-to-back at 285.
Chalfant will have to try to push the issue now, and if he gives up the takedown, it's not going to hurt him, because he's not going to win going toe-to-toe. So you're going to see a move coming right now, I do believe. But Chico is not letting him get in. He's going to try to go upper body. I don't know. He's going to try to launch him. Here comes a stall. Warning.
It's going to be a tough throw if he wants to get underneath him and hook him. That's not something you can throw around real easily.
Well, Chico's not going to block that out, too. He can afford to give up a penalty point for stall. You saw he took a quick glance at the clock.
He did. He looked at the clock and took that point. It's 3-2 now.
That's always a signal to the referee to go ahead and award that point.
And how about that? Chico Adams goes back-to-back. The 285-pound championship belongs to Chico Adams of Perry Meridian. That final 3-2 closes out his senior season on the individual slate with a record of 50.
In the great tournament, Winchester's Adam Chalfant. And taking the top step once again, who's a state champion as a junior, and 53 wins this year later, he is still the man.